We're starting?
Go ahead.
Hey guys.
We back.
Look at us. Being back in black. Y'all like that rhyme? Okay, I'm sorry.
You've been on the thing this week.
I'm sorry, but we are here. This is episode 6
of Let Me Think Podcast.
Okay, so it's been a minute. I actually just looked on our Instagram page. So the last time we posted was October the 26th.
And so much has changed. Lives have been changed.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
Yeah. So we are sorry. We weren't necessarily taking a hiatus. Life is just lifing. Yes, Mom.
Life is life.
Life is lifing. Take 2.
And we're back.
Okay.
A little bit of B-roll.
A little bit of what?
B-roll. You know, you just have like, don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you later. It's a cinematic thing.
Okay, cool. Nonetheless, where were we?
Just how a lot of things have changed.
Oh yeah. Like the delay of, in a sense, like why it's taking us this long to get here.
Yeah.
But we're here. I mean, do you even want to say like in a nutshell? We won't go into detail in a nutshell of all that's happened since October.
Yeah, we can do
Before we do have a topic for this episode. So episode 6 is about blended families. And we'll explain, like I said, we are literally just gonna the last couple of months, and that'll probably just be for another episode, another deep combo that we can have.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think during the time I lost my father. We moved in together. Kids started sports.
My parents renovating their house.
Right.
I started a new role at work. So that was like adjusting my photography schedule.
My work increased as well.
So because of we have kids, which we're gonna dive into. But during like the fall and spring season, I am a taxi driver.
Yeah.
That's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Oh,
so
shoot. I mean,
I am a taxi driver, honeys. Yes.
I'm a driver for sure.
I be tired. I don't want to drive my car.
Right.
I remember I used to want to drive so bad. I'd be like, dang, I wish Kim could drive, cause
I mean, Noah's almost there. So having a high schooler.
Oh wait.
A middle schooler.
See, you're jumping. We ain't there yet.
Okay.
We're talking. Okay.
All right.
So yes, in a compacted little shell, that's what has been going on for the past month. So, just processing everything. Like you said, his dad passed away, which is very interesting. Like I said, we can definitely have conversations for another episode just about being in a relationship, whether you're married or not, and then having to handle somebody like grieving. Yeah. So that's a thing. But so, like I said, for this episode though, we are going to talk about blending or blended families. Which for us is probably it's major.
That's huge.
It's a huge thing for us just because I have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids. Yeah.
So
we're the Brady.
No, so when we tell people that, I'm like, yeah, I have 3 kids, he has 3 kids. They be like, oh, so y'all like the Brady bunch, the Black Brady bunch. And it's like,
yeah.
Sort of, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
They match up age-wise?
So yeah, age-wise, our oldest, we have teenagers, 15, 14. Then we have our middles, which are 8. And then he has a 3-year-old. I have a
4. She's 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not hear you say she's 3.
You're right.
She's 4.
He has a 4-year-old.
It was just this Monday, so.
Yeah. And so, and then I have a 1-year-old. He almost 2 though.
Right.
So that is when we met, what we came with. So I figure we start with the topic of blended families by
just
start from the beginning.
Just
so there are a lot of us clearly out here, single people, men and women
that have children,
that do have children. And then I know a good chunk of us, we want to be in relationships, and we have, I'm not gonna call it baggage. I think when people say that, they be like, oh, you bring baggage. It makes it sound so bad. Is it just me?
No, I mean, it's
why,
good.
Why are you laughing?
No,
why are you laughing?
Because I get the idea of baggage. I get the idea of baggage. It sounds bad, and sometimes it is bad because some every baggage ain't the same. Some baggage is toe up.
I mean, I get it. I just don't like the.
Yeah.
I don't like the word baggage, like I said, because it just makes it seem like it's so negative.
Right.
But when we met, or even prior to meeting, my best friend, hey Shamika, meet me. My best friend, she was just like, Melanie, you should date somebody who has kids. And I was like, I honestly didn't want to date anybody that has kids or had kids. I've never dated anybody who had kids. So I was like,
which is wild.
Right, because when we met, he was like, oh, he only dates people or prefers to date.
You did before. And then you ended up getting married. Then you had a kid. So, because you didn't have kids.
Right.
You said you never dated anybody that didn't have kids. So after, because you had 2 already.
Prior to you, babe,
right.
I've never dated anybody or interacted with anybody who had children. Right. Ever.
Right.
Unlike you have dated or been in whatever we like to call it with women who have children as well. That's never been my case. So that's why Shamika was just like, yeah, you should probably date somebody who has kids because they'll understand you as a parent. I promise, when she said that, I wasn't thinking of it like that. But then being in a relationship or meeting somebody who does have kids, for me, she was right. Him understanding what I was going through, because he's a very active dad, it was easier for him to understand the dynamics of my life. These kids be kidding sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
They be kidding. Yes, that size needed. Y'all know why that size needed, because I'm sure, like mine, they be working your nerves.
You know how mine get, bro.
They be working my nerves. Yeah. They be working my nerves. So
but that's how you love them.
I love them. I tell them, I had to tell them that sometimes, Melanie, you love these kids, girl.
And that's even on the crazy part, because you talk about it on the blended side of things, because I think dating when dating with kids, for me, had already been at the point can't date no one that don't have kids at this point.
Which is we had a whole convo. I was like, well, why would you not date anybody who doesn't have kids? And
the understanding part, because I believe I want to already see what the nurturing factor is. I want to see how you interact with your own, so then I'll know how you could probably interact with mine.
Yeah. So from that dynamic, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. So with dating though, with us both having 3 kids, for us, I definitely think we had to be mindful of time,
parenting styles, all these things come into play.
Yeah, so we can probably ease our way into that. So when we were dating, because we already have kids, especially the teenagers, we are well into our parenting styles.
Yeah.
So my parenting style.
I'm not laughing. Go ahead.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not. Go ahead.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead.
Don't cover up your mouth either.
I'm not.
Oh, okay, I'm just letting you know.
All right, we good.
All right. So here's the thing, and I know a good chunk of women can relate to this. So growing up, my natural self, or just like, when you get into relationships, like, okay, I want to have children and everything like that. My natural self has said, hey, Melanie, I want to be a mom who is a nurturer. I did not want to be like if you were in a dynamic of like a husband and wife or whatever, I did not want to be the disciplinary parent. That doesn't mean I was like gonna let the kids.
Sorry, remember disciplinary parent. Where you was at? I want to make sure it's something. Disciplinary parent. That's what you started out.
Yeah, so I did not want to be the disciplinary parent. I just wanted to refer to my husband. You know what I'm saying? When the kids get out of line, I want to be like, don't make me tell your daddy. Or more so like implementing like the strictness or whatever the case may be. I wanted my man to do that. I wanted the daddy, the husband, like... My journey or my life did not go as such. And so, like us all, we have our experiences that shape how we journey through life. So because of my experiences, it made me have to be the disciplinary, the big decision maker, like through my journey as well. Like, I think I was talking about it the other day. Like, I have lived by myself in certain instances, or I have been the head of the household, making all the decisions. Things go like that, X, Y, and Z. Right. And I didn't want to. I really didn't want to do that. So when we started and we were having conversations about like, well, what's your parenting style? DJ is a little bit more strict. You're laughing. When we like,
I'm loving. I'm very loving.
He's very loving, but I'm like, you can just let up on them like a little bit, right? Like, bruh, they're.
I'm like, nah, because okay, so like, and for me, my parenting style has always been creating independence, like early and quickly. So all my kids have a certain independence with them that I've kind of created, and that was from how I grew up. Being so independent. So they all have chill, laid back kind of personalities. They
like to lay in the dark, or function in the dark, which I think is really. I'm not gonna say what is interesting. I'm like, why y'all?
We like the kids.
It's you, and that was the thing. Is like you do realize you're placing this on. I'm like, why are they in the dark? Like,
well, they're not.
It's light. Like we can turn on switches and stuff. Like
we open up blinds, all that. But you know what I'm saying? We kick it though. Like. They legit will be in each of their rooms doing whatever they want to do, but I do create an environment of like togetherness. So like movie watching, we watch basketball games together. You know what I'm saying? We do certain things together. We go to the parks and stuff like that. So I create that time, and then what I've created is for them to depend on each other. So like my oldest, that's 15, he has his own responsibility. The 8-year-old knows to go to the oldest if he's something that he can't do. But then the 4-year-old knows to go to the 8-year-old, right? Something that she can't do. Or if the 15-year-old's here, then then she will.
You blocking your face?
Oh, my bad. Then she will skip and go directly to the 15-year-old. And when he's here, anyway, they all kind of go to him anyway. So,
do they?
When you're not here, if they all go in the mail.
Miss Mel. Yes.
Go ask your dad. They like, and they don't.
Oh, I will.
And they won't go ask nothing.
So okay, so we mentioned like we stay together now. Okay, let me back up because we were talking about parenting styles.
Right.
So prior to moving in, just us dating, we were having conversation of like, which is very important. So if you are dating somebody with kids or you have kids and y'all, you want to date, have a conversation about like what the other person's parenting style is or what they would want it to be.
Their beliefs.
All of that, because it all is going to play a big part in making sure that the blending can blend.
Exactly.
Look, said it, took it on my mouth. That it can blend, because if DJ was just like uber strict and was not trying to have some type of like middle ground or middle way, where, like I said, I'm not uber lackadaisical or anything, but I do feel like that there are situations where it's like, give it a little leeway. They still kids, where he will be like, okay, Mel, I'm not compromising on that, but I will compromise, or I understand where you're coming from this.
And for example, when we moved, we had bedtimes. Bedtime was like a huge thing. And that was a huge thing for us.
I think your kid's bedtime was like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it was 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock.
Mine was like 9.
Right.
That just worked for, that's always just worked for us. And so the compromise was like, he was like, okay, 9, but we do have like shutdown time at like 8:30.
Right. So at 8 o'clock, everybody, if it's not a long day, at 8 o'clock, everybody starts to wind down. They didn't already if they haven't taken showers, they're already taking showers. And then, everybody goes into their room. They get to relax, watch TV.
So again, as we are learning as well, we were trying to understand our parenting styles before and blending, with them being around each other. But now, like, living together and it blending, seeing what, like, everyday life is like, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can you serve me? How can we build this routine and blend these kids to make our lives, now this is our lives, so unlike it being individuals, like his place, my place, how are we doing this together?
Right, which takes a lot of compromise. Like I said, that the bedtime, the compromise, I went to 9 o'clock, but lights off, nothing else at 9 o'clock.
That's not true. He bended on that as well, nonetheless. And yes, you did.
What?
They have stuff on. It doesn't,
Caleb, no.
It's working right now, so I can.
You funny.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna back up some, just because, like I said, I know we threw out there like, oh, we moved in together, and I was like, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for our audience. I've been here before. We're like living with somebody, like prior to getting married or whatever the case may be. The reason for me and DJ's, one, I know where me and DJ are going, right? That is the biggest thing, period. But because I know where we are going and what goals we have and the vision we have and like the blending of our families, for us, it made sense to do. And again, every relationship, everybody is different. Whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. This is floating over here. And I love it here. Do you love it here?
I love it.
We love it here. So we are here. That was just funny to you.
It was.
Okay. But yeah, so again, if you are dating with kids, please talk to the potential person or your partner about parenting styles.
Yeah.
This is gonna lead us into.
We don't got it. 1 second.
I want to do that. No, this is leading into co-parenting. This is important.
No, the co-parenting is important.
So a lot of people always, prior to DJ, clearly I told y'all I've been married before, and people used to say like years ago, they was just like, you have such a good co-parenting relationship, talking about with Keem and Cody, Cody's dad. Like, oh, you have such a good co-parenting relationship. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've seen some that are like really, really bad. Yeah. I am very thankful that the dads, they do want to be in their kids' lives. I'm blessed that I found, a man and a partner who is proactively in his kid's life and was able to just bring that into my life and my kid's life. Thank you, God. That just worked out beautifully. Like,
yeah,
the Lord knew. The Lord knew. He knew what I needed. Like, yes, we need some peace.
Right, you already know.
We do peace in this house, baby.
Peace.
Peace. Hello. But yeah, so people used to be like, oh, you just have like a good co-parenting like relationship, and like I say, I do feel lucky that the dynamic is not perfect.
No.
By any means. Yeah, nothing's perfect, but by any means.
We have our moments. But it's the communication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
same. DJ co-parents.
Yeah.
I feel like he co-parents well. It's a different
dynamic,
but
and that's just and the dynamic is different because I'm a man, like the man that I am and the women I've had children with, like how before we had conversations before I had kids. I just talk with my hands. We had conversations before.
Just put them out your mouth.
Right.
That's all.
Before.
They want to go in there.
We have conversations before we had kids, and it was a very detailed conversation of how they will be raised, you know, what co-parenting will like if it didn't work out, all of these things. And
so interesting.
Right. I mean,
I never had, we talked about it the other day, when you were saying like, this is how I want to raise my kids and da-da-da-da-da, I never had those conversations.
Yeah.
With anybody. I'm like,
yeah, it was very important to me because, of course, being a realist in some senses, like I already knew what could be, what could happen. But I knew for longevity purposes, I never wanted to have the argument, well, I want this type of school, or I want this type of education, or I don't really care about education, da-da-da. So, and I had that before I had children with someone, so that I kind of knew where everything was going. But in that co-parenting phase, as the man and the leader, the two women that I've, you know what I'm saying, when I was married to and when I wasn't, or while we were in that relationship, those situations happened based on being a man of how I was leading. So I was leading in a form that if we were going to have kids, then this is what it is. That's why I was having the conversations I was having. And I think for every man, whether you have kids now, whether you want kids later, whether you want more kids with someone, you got to have a conversation, because even with that, one part of why me and Mel will not be having kids outside of wanting to live our lives, because we have a great co-parenting relationships and the kids can go where they want and we can be free. Free. Because we also had a conversation, it was like parenting styles, what kind of stressors that could put on each other.
And not saying that we couldn't, like, not saying if we did have a child together, like, it would be horrible.
Right.
But it's one of those things that you and a partner have to be realistic about with certain things. Like, if you know that this area is going to be or could potentially be a stressor.
Right. And it's like something that one partner's not going to change on or budge on.
Which is so interesting, because we like twins, right?
Right. But it's just
he just has some again, like you said, with the other women prior to me, they was all gung-ho with it.
Right.
Not saying I will follow you, babes, to the depths of the earth.
I appreciate you.
I am opinionated. I do have my.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. My bad. We good.
I am opinionated, and I do have my own views.
Right.
Yes, my own views or whatnot, and
which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's just some things that I don't want to budge on, and I know he's not necessarily gonna budge on it, or it could cause
friction.
Yeah, a friction when technically it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and why put that stress on yourself when your relationship is going great? Like, you know,
yeah.
We have 6 to raise. So having 6 to raise, I mean,
I'll say this too, with the 6 that we have to raise, because they're 6 and they have parents. Co-parenting, if it's majority of the time like a healthy co-parenting setup, right? Was this in another podcast that was talking about how like the other co-parent has some type of
it's a clip that you
like it has some type of lead. Okay, so this is just me. Because me and like my kids, they have a whole other parents, whatever. I do think about the other parent, or I can't help but to not think about the other parent in certain setups. So like moving, I could never be like, oh, I'm just gonna up and move to Europe.
Right.
I can't do that. Or that would have to be for our setup, and again for my co-parenting setup. That is like a full-on conversation that would have to be had, or like decisions that are made about the kids. There is another person that I have to consider, or give input to, so that it can be effective. I am all for. I guess in a sense I'm pro blended families, like. People who get divorced or people who have babies together and it don't work out, that is not the child's fault, so don't put it on the child. Everybody needs to be grown-ups, big boys and big girls, and do things for the betterment of, what do you call it, like, of the family.
Of the tribe.
Of the tribe. Like, this is a tribe. Like I said, the kids ain't asked to be here. They ain't asked to be in this dynamic. So it's just like, if they have a sibling there, or, it has to be such. Just try to figure out how can everyone coexist in a peaceful manner.
Yeah.
Right.
And the biggest thing about the co-parenting, right? Like, we may not have, I may not have like full-blown relationships with their dads, but everyone's have had enough conversation,
right,
or some type of conversation back and forth to understand the dynamics of what's happening, what's going on, and same vice versa.
I think each parent relationship or with the co-parent it can be different, or it is different. I think that depends on the dynamic of like going through you to that co-parent. Like, what type of relationship do y'all have?
Exactly. And it's truly important to have some type of normalcy, whether it's speaking or something like that between co-parents.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, so, and it's up to each person. It's up to me to make sure the other co-parents that I have are on a respect plane here, and vice versa. Because what you don't want is there to be a lack of respect, because then not only just it stresses one of us out, then it also will stress the relationship out as well.
And we don't want to be stressed.
No,
we do.
House of peace. House of peace.
Now, of course, we vent about other co-parents too.
Of course, it's gonna be, because again,
can you believe the audacity? The audacity of
because the relationship, because again, the dynamics you're gonna have, and your co-parents, everybody. If you have a co-parent, then like, y'all were in a relationship before. You had your issues in communicating in a relationship before.
Co-parent A, you remember the video I sent you?
Right.
Co-parent A, this is co-parent B.
Yeah.
Co-parent A just wants to choke co-parent B.
But what happens is that, I ain't gonna lie, she's actually able to give me a different view sometimes on my co-parenting with the other co-parent. It gets me to understand views that I normally wouldn't, and vice versa.
He be ready to shut stuff down. I'm like, because he a little bit more, you are friendly, babe.
Oh yeah.
He's a little more cutthroat. Like, bruh, relax.
I just don't believe in sugarcoating.
Relax. It's not even sugarcoat. Just relax. Pump your brakes. It's okay.
Right.
Pump your brakes. But yeah, so definitely with dating, you can have a conversation, like I said, about their parenting styles, or what's your parenting styles. If you do have a relationship with the co-parent, like, what does that dynamic look like? Because again, that's gonna all determine how everything could be blending well.
Right.
The last thing, which is a huge thing, like, it's super, super big for us, because we got all these kids, on top of all these jobs, on top of all this stuff we trying to do for the community with Humility Project, on top of all this stuff we're trying to do individually, like with our, we are both entrepreneurs, like being intentional about us time.
Exactly. Like even this right now is us time. Like, and we don't even have kids this weekend, but we ended up getting kids today for a quick second. And
but that's what I was saying, like in regards to why did it take so long to come back? That's why I said like life just life sometimes.
Right.
And I be tired. He knows I just be like, bruh.
Right.
I'm tired. Like I just need rest. But I am so big on making sure that if we are the center of all of this, like of our tribe, we call our squad the tribe. We call it a tribe. If we are the center of this tribe, we have to be good as individuals, but like together to make it like work and make it flow.
Yeah.
Who can get it? We're trying to learn each other. We're still trying to learn each other on a daily basis, like to give each other grace.
And we're changing. We're growing so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about my father dying, I've grown in the last 3 months from that to where I am now because my views and how I look at things and not having certain things. And then I can see how my growth, she's trying to figure me out while I'm still growing. I'm still trying to figure her out, and her dynamic with work and the amount of time with the children, having the 6 kids.
With us trying to get a routine down.
Cooking.
With the 6 kids, like, yeah.
Right. Like, this is the first time, like, people about to go back in season for sports. Why they didn't came out of season. Why the other olders came out of season.
He ain't doing nothing. Nope. I'm not about to be a taxi driver. I say you're not doing anything right now.
And Noah, who's my older, he's not doing anything else besides training.
Yeah. So it's just it our dynamic because of our dynamic. It's a lot, but we making it work.
Yeah.
And I appreciate. I mean, we always say this like. This gonna be a whole episode talking about like effort and willingness and the importance of it in a relationship. But I mean, I appreciate DJ's like effort and willingness and just us trying to make sure we keep the open communication as it comes to these kids, like on a daily basis.
As we talk about that, setting being intentional with time, that and the communication piece is major because. Like sometimes she has to say like, "Hey, tonight I just need a moment with you," or and then sometimes I gotta say, "I just need a hug, dog, and rub my head," like, cause the day's been damn, like, but you gotta communicate of what you may need at that time, and even sometimes she is tired, but she's.
I am tapped out, and we're gonna talk about that. We have so many things to talk about, but we're gonna talk about the being tapped out energy wise, where I'm like, I ain't got nothing else, babe. Like I done gave all my energy to everything else, and these kids require energy too.
Right.
And not that I don't want to give him energy. So I definitely, am trying to work on making sure that I have enough. And enough, not like where it's like at the bottom of the totem pole either. Right. Enough where I can either verbalize or show him that I'm still here, that I still care. I'm just a little low on my energy, which is, again, it's a learning process. But I mean,
and same.
I feel like we'll get there.
Yeah, because when I see that, sometimes I have to step up to the plate and be like, what you need?
What do you need?
Like, you feel me? So I need a nap. All right, cool.
A nap.
I'm gonna take the kids.
Oh, that's so cool. I can't even take a nap. He done tried to help me out a little couple times.
Try to help. And you know how kids gonna, you say don't bother your mama, and she gonna be alright.
He let me take a nap the other day. Both two of them just bothered. I was like, I just texted him. I was like, I'm trying. I was like, I'm gonna try again, and then I just finally got up. Yeah, but it's all good. But I would not, I won't want to be any place else than with our tribe and us just building this family and this foundation. I can't wait to see what we as a unit grow into, how the kids flourish.
It is so much to talk about. Talking about like company finances. Like we got a whole bunch of
We're gonna come. We're gonna try to get through episode 10.
Right.
Soon.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Cause I do, and I tell him all the time, like, I prayed for this to be able to have a platform in a healthy and good relationship to be able to share. We prayed before we started, but DJ was just saying, like, we want to aspire. Inspire.
Not people aspire.
Yeah, inspire, not aspire. Like, not saying like, oh, y'all, y'all relationship goals. I want the goal to be like, dang, like I want to be in a healthy relationship
that does
these things and works for me, not like take our stuff because this works for us.
And it ain't gonna work for everybody.
Because everybody's dynamic is not like that.
If you understand how blunt we are with each other, people will probably be like,
"You think we're blunt?"
Oh, I think we're straight to the point.
Oh.
Like, we're very straight to the point. When you give your opinion, you're going to give your opinion. And it's going to be like, dang, no, that's how you feel?
I say I'm sorry.
Right. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to give my opinion. And you're going to be like.
Maybe he be.
Like, you had a couple
You be a little
like
sensitive. Not sensitive in like.
Nah.
A bad way. Not sensitive in a bad way, babe. I mean,
Nah, I don't think it's not sensitive at all. Yeah, it's not sensitive. I can get a little emotional. Well, we ain't gonna go into all that. We got that for another episode.
Another episode. But yeah, but we're, like I said, we're gonna make sure that we work on content and just make sure that we're sharing
as much as we can.
Yeah, as much as we can with you guys. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on over here, but like what I was telling him, he prayed earlier. And he was saying that we want to inspire, what is it, not aspire. Aspire, like, the whole like relationship goals thing. It's like, okay, that's cool, but I don't want to be anybody's relationship goal. Like, I want the goal to be like, I just want a healthy, good relationship that works for, you. This works for us because this is our dynamic. Nobody's dynamic or setup is the exact same.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just want, where we can just share like
our communication,
what we're doing, our journey, our experience, what works for us.
How we co-parent, that stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe you take a little nugget from it, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, we got more episodes. We got more episodes and conversations. Coming soon, yeah.
Exactly. And check out the humilityproject.net.
Come on, plug.
Yeah, check out humilityproject.net as we do some things in the community. Definitely love to have y'all support as well. But yeah, we're going to end it tonight. Let Me Think Podcast. We out. Peace.